First of all, you spoke about Amazon, and I would assume you're talking about the e-commerce ecosystem as a whole. Whether Mr. Bezos is here or no is not for me to decide. That's for the organizers to take a call. But the reality is that very recently I read that the Competition Commission of India, based on their preliminary findings, has already initiated an inquiry into the business practices of Amazon. I don't know whether Amazon or both Amazon and Flipkart. And that is certainly an area of concern for every Indian. We did allow e-commerce entities to come into India in the marketplace model. A marketplace model, just so that we are all on the same page, is an agnostic platform where buyers and sellers are free to trade, come onto the platform for what they want to buy. Sellers are free to offer their products, and if buyers and sellers agree, then the transaction is between the seller and the buyer. The marketplace cannot own the inventory, cannot have control on the inventory, cannot determine prices, cannot have algorithms to determine which product will get a preeminent position or would be given a market preference when offered to the buyers. There are several established rules of a marketplace. I think as long as everybody follows those rules, we very much welcome e-commerce into India, and they're happy to come and trade and serve the people of India. We have very strict rules about FDI in multi-brand retail, where only 49% is allowed, and anybody who tries to use the e-commerce marketplace model to get into the multi-brand retail space surreptitiously will have to be questioned and will have to be investigated. Whether they are doing that or not is a matter for the investigators to decide. It's not my call. I think we'll leave that job to the persons who are expected to look at the business practices of different companies, and whatever would be their findings should be respected by everybody. But I have on more than one occasion, including in this very room, maybe 6 or 7 times, said this to the people of India and to all investors, that please follow the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. Don't try to find loopholes within the defined letter of the law alone, when very clearly we have articulated what the e-commerce marketplace model is. Secondly, they may have put in $1 billion, but then if they make a loss of $1 billion every year, then they jolly well have to finance that $1 billion. So it's not as if they're doing a great favor to India when they invest $1 billion. They are investing money over the last few years, also in warehousing and certain other activities, which is welcome, which is good. But if they are bringing in money largely to finance losses, and those losses in an e-commerce marketplace model, a fair marketplace model in a turnover of $10 billion, if you're going to have a loss of $1 billion, $1.5 billion, it certainly raises questions where the loss came from. How can a marketplace make such a big loss unless they're indulging in predatory pricing or some unfair trade practices? These are real questions which will need answers, and I'm sure the authorities who are looking at it will seek those answers, and I'm sure the e-commerce companies will have their say on that.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.